Would someone be tampering with this network? Oh my God. Oh, this is very disappointing. Starting a video and then you have a problem. Now I don't know what to do. It's like I have a problem with network. Why should there be problem with network? And I'm not even using Zuko. Please keep it there. There's something. I have a problem with my network. I don't know why. I think now the network is back. This is very disappointing. This is very disappointing. Please keep it here, darlings. I want to teach you regarding the new entry requirements for Kenya in the year 2026. And I know you are going to enjoy. Let me get my other phone and come. Sorry for that hitch. Network error. It was a network error, sorry. So, let us start our video regarding the new Kenya entry requirements. I don't want to make it long. It was just a network error. You know, sometimes network misbehave. But there's no problem. We're gonna do our video. We are blessed. This is so disappointing. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. So we start with the document validity. When you prepare to come Kenya, listen to the document validity. Passports and other documents accepted for entry must be valid for a minimum of 6 months from the arrival date. Under the document validity, we have got A. Under document validity, we have got A. So, passports and other documents accepted for entry issued to nationals of Kenya must be valid on arrival. B. Under document validity, passports and other documents accepted for entry issued to residents of Kenya must be valid on arrival. We go to admission and transit restrictions. Yeah, who can be admitted and who can transit Kenya? Admitted means that who can enter Kenya. Nationals of India must have a third country no objection certificate from Embassy of India in Nepal when they depart from Nepal to any country other than India. Yeah, Indians, I know you know that the country no objection certificate. It is called NOC. So crew members identification cards and a general crew declaration form are required. I think that is important to know. Please like the video kindly as I teach you regarding Kenya entry requirements. So for military, same regulations as for passengers apply. For minors, young passengers, for minors, passports not required for minors registered in the parent or guardian's passport if traveling with the passport owner. Yeah, and then we have a warning. Listen to the warning. So, passengers with a passport with manually extended validity are not allowed to enter. I've ever seen some passports that expire and then they extended manually, maybe with a wet stamp. Those ones can't enter Kenya. When your passport expires, you have to go to your immigration department and get a new passport. Otherwise, if you come with an extended passport, you are not going to be allowed to enter. That is good to note. Number 2, other warning. Uruguay issues passports to non-nationals. Full stop. To prove Uruguayan nationality, the nationality field on the biodata page must state Uruguay. So if you have a Uruguayan passport and you are not born in Uruguay, you cannot enter Kenya. Yeah. So, visa exemptions. Who does not need a visa to enter Kenya? 1. Nationals of Kenya. Number 2, nationals of Burundi, Congo Democratic Republic, Rwanda, South Sudan, Tanzania, and Uganda for a maximum stay of 180 days. Yeah, I know you know those countries that can enter Kenya without a visa. We go to number 2 under the visa exemptions or passengers who can enter without a visa. Nationals of Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Botswana, Brunei Darussalam, Comoros, Congo, Cyprus, Dominica, Eritrea, Eswatini, Ethiopia, Cyprus, Dominica, Eritrea. No, sorry, I'm repeating myself. So I go to Ethiopia and then Fiji, Gambia, Ghana, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, Kiribati, Lesotho, Malawi, Malaysia, Maldives, Mauritius, Mozambique, Namibia, Nauru, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, San Marino, Seychelles, Sierra Leone, Singapore, Solomon Islands, South Africa, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Tonga, Trinidad and Tobago, Tuvalu, Vanuatu, Zambia, and Zimbabwe for a maximum of 90 days. So if you lie under that, you don't need a visa. Then we go to nationals of Algeria, Angola, Benin, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Cape Verde, Central African Republic, Chad, Cote d'Ivoire, Djibouti, Egypt, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Madagascar, Mali, Mauritania, Morocco, Niger, Nigeria, Sao Tome and Principe, Senegal, Seychelles, Sudan, Togo, and Tunisia for a maximum stay of 60 days. For the diplomatic passports, I will not read. So if you are a diplomat, I know you know what you need, my darling. Thank you so much, Joan. Oh, thank you so much, Joan. God bless you for your like. Yeah, thank you so much, all my darlings, for watching this educative video. So those are the nationals that do not need a visa. I'm not gonna read about the diplomats or the official passports, because as I keep saying, if you're a diplomat, your country, because you travel on duty to represent your country abroad or in the country that you have been sent, the government, it is normally made by, the arrangements are normally done by the government, so you normally know all the requirements. So I'm not gonna read about the diplomats, the service passports, and the official passports. Diplomatic passports, service, and official passports are for the government officials going to represent their governments abroad to other countries. Yeah. So there are some other people here that don't need visas. For example, a passenger with a laissez-passer issued by the United Nations. The UN normally have a travel document, and I normally tell people a UN travel document is not a passport, but sometimes when one is traveling on duty, they can use it to travel. Yeah, some countries allow that. For example, when you have a UN travel document, it is called normally laissez-passer. Laissez-passer is a French name meaning allow pass. So when you have that UN travel document, you can enter. There are some countries that you can enter. For example, European territories, they allow that, and here you can see you are also allowed. So let me read this for you. Passengers with the UN laissez-passer, European Union, African Union. So all these that I'm reading are laissez-passer issued by the organizations that I'm reading. Let me start again. Passengers with the laissez-passer issued by the UN, comma, European Union, comma, African Union, comma, African Development Bank. It is normally called ADB, comma, Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa, comma, International Red Locust Control Organization for Central and Southern Africa, yeah, comma, Desert Locust Control Organization, comma, Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, it's normally called COMESA, comma, International Monetary Fund and World Bank, comma, Intergovernmental Authority on Development, it's normally called IGAD, comma, African Airlines Travel Association is called, yeah, comma, Environment Liaison Center International. It is normally called ELCI, comma, Union of Radio, comma, Television Network of Africa, comma, International Labour Organization, it's called ILO, comma, Preferential Trade Area, stroke Common Market of East and Southern African Bank, comma, International Potato Center, it's normally called CIP, comma, African Reinsurance Corporation, normally called ARC, the initials are ARC, comma, African Housing Fund, it is normally called AHF, or African Export or Import Bank. So, traveling on duty. If you have a travel document issued by the organizations that I've just read, yes, you can enter Kenya. And the full list can be found on https://etakenya.go.ke/general-information. So the whole information you can find in that website. You can go to the Kenyan government website and look for that site. So the other ones that don't need a visa, passengers with a re-entry permit on a resident certificate issued by Kenya. The other number, passengers with a travel document issued to refugees or stateless persons by Kenya. The other number that do not need a visa to enter, passengers with a Kenya Electronic Travel Authorization, ETA, obtained at https://www.etakenya.go.ke/en for a maximum stay of 90 days. The other people that don't need a visa are passengers with a work permit or a pass or dependence pass, comma, special pass or student research internship pass. And then now we go to transit without visa. Who can transit Kenya without a visa? Listen. Passengers with a confirmed onward ticket for a flight to a third country within 24 hours, they must stay in the international transit area of the airport and have documents required for the next destination. For the crew members, visa is not required for crew included in the crew manifest of the aircraft proceeding to a destination outside of Kenya. For military, visa is not required for members of the U.S. military holding a military ID card and official travel orders or U.S. government civilians holding DOD. Yeah, it's called the Department of Defense. ID card and official travel orders, or British military personnel holding a military ID card and travel orders. In all other cases, same regulations as for passengers apply. So please listen and repeat again. So what else? Additional information. Visitors are required to hold proof of sufficient funds to cover their stay, at least USD 500 per day. US dollars 500. So number 2, are the additional information to help you. A valid East African tourist visa issued by Rwanda or Uganda is accepted if having first entered the country that issued the visa. What does that mean? If you have that visa for East African, the East African visa, you must enter the country that issued the visa before entering Kenya. That is very good to learn. Yeah. So the visa is valid for 90 days and multiple entries, re-entries. Yeah. So if you have that visa, you can enter multiple for 90 days if it is a multiple visa. And this one for that number 2 regarding the East African tourist visa, this does not apply to nationals of Afghanistan, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Eritrea, Iraq, Korea Democratic People's Republic, Kosovo Republic, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Syria, Tajikistan, and Yemen. So for the East African visa, if you have read your name, your country's name, you can't enter Kenya on that one. Now, under that number 2, still under the East African tourist visa, we have number 2. We read number 2 as the valid East African tourist visa. Then I read for you 2.1, the countries that cannot enter. And I said Afghanistan or Armenia. I know you have heard them. Then we go to number 2.2 under the same. This does not apply to passengers with the Palestinian Authority passport. So if you have the Palestinian Authority passport, you can not enter with the East African tourist visa. That is it about the East African tourist visa under the additional information. For minors, visa required except for passengers younger than 16 years with a Kenyan Electronic Travel Authorization, ETA, when they travel with their parents. That is good to note. Then we go to the warning. Listen to the warning. Visitors not holding return or onward tickets could be refused entry. Number 2, under the warning, visas are considered valid until the day before the expiration date. That is good to note. E-visa obtained at www.evisa.go.ke are accepted if valid for the duration of stay. Number 4, under warning, airlines can verify the validity of the Kenya Electronic Travel Authorization, called ETA, using the T-Validator mobile application or at www.etakenya.go.ke/en. Let me repeat number 4 under warning. Airlines can verify the validity of the Kenya Electronic Travel Authorization, called ETA, using the T-Validator mobile application or at www.etakenya.go.ke/en. Let's now go to health. Let me repeat, health. Passengers arriving within 6 days after leaving or transiting countries with risk of yellow fever transmission or Sao Tome and Principe, Somalia or Tanzania, and not holding a yellow fever vaccination certificate are subject to quarantine for 6 days. Just imagine you are coming to visit and you come from those countries that I've mentioned and you don't have your vaccination certificate. You shall be quarantined in the airport and remain there for 6 days before you are allowed to enter. So it is good to be sure that you have your vaccination certificate, and for any other information you can even go to the Kenyan website and check what you need and what you don't need. So that is a very nice one. I know there are people who normally come to Kenya for tourism. We have got very nice touristic sites in Kenya. We have got Masai Mara, Amboseli, we have got Savo East and Savo West, and we have got very many other things in Kenya. So I think that is very, very nice. And there is some recommendation. Recommended. That is just something recommended is not mandatory, but it's a recommendation. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, darlings. Just give me a time. I don't know what's happening here. One minute, darlings. So there's a recommendation for you people, because Kenya is mindful for you people. It's a nice country. Yeah, there's a recommendation. Listen to the recommendation because it can be helpful to your health and to your family or relatives. Vaccination against yellow fever for all passengers over 9 months of age visiting any area other than the entire northeastern province, the states of Kilifi, Kwale, Lamu and Malindi, and Tana River in coastal province, and the cities of the Nairobi and Mombasa. So it is good to have the vaccination against. I prefer when you are coming to Kenya, you have it, if you're not under the exemption. So let me repeat that. Vaccination against yellow fever. This is just a recommendation. Yeah, vaccination against yellow fever for all passengers over 9 months of age visiting any area other than the entire northeastern province, the states of Kilifi, Kwale, Lamu, Malindi, and Tana River in coastal province, and the cities of Nairobi and Mombasa. So listen to that, and that if it applies to you. Then number 2, other recommendation, malaria. So malaria prophylaxis, malaria risk, mainly due to falciparum, exists throughout the year in the whole country, full stop. There is normally literal risk in the city of Nairobi and in the highlands. Yes, the highlands are above 2,500 meters. Above to 2,500 meters. Yeah, of Central, Eastern, Nyanza, Rift Valley, and Western provinces. Recommended prevention, C. Can I repeat the malaria thing? Number 2, malaria prophylaxis, malaria risk, mainly due to falciparum, exists throughout the year in the whole country, full stop. There is normally literal risk in the city of Nairobi and in the highlands above 2,500 meters of Central, Eastern, Nyanza, Rift Valley and Western provinces. Recommended prevention, C. That is it about malaria. Airport tax. No airport tax is levied on passengers embarkation at the airport. So when you come to the airport, you are not supposed to give any tax. That is also good to note. I'm not going to continue, my friends. I think you have learned something. Sorry for the hitch. I had a network issue. I stopped for some time to make to get it in order. Whatever I have said is out of experience, but because my channel is regarding travel requirements, I studied regarding countries. Yes, I studied regarding all countries because I want to know, because some people sometimes they will ask you, people sometimes seek for help. When they hear that you work in the airport, you work wherever, they can ask you a question like, what are the entry requirements for Kenya? That is why I normally study regarding Kenya, even regarding other countries, so that I can know, even if I don't work with that department. But it's good to learn other countries, all the countries, because I work as a document checker for people traveling all over the world, maybe abroad, maybe US, maybe Canada. So it's good to always also know things regarding other countries, so that if someone needs some assistance or they ask a question, we just give that answer free of charge. We don't charge anything, because God is love and we have to help others. Yeah. So thank you for watching. Please go and watch all my other videos regarding traveling. And I know you are going to learn a lot regarding what you require in the airport, in the airplane. I've done so many videos and I'll continue doing them, so that you can learn a lot. So that when you come to the airport, you're not going to be naive. You are not going to do things that are not supposed to be done. So God bless you for watching. Subscribe to my channel and God bless you. Otherwise, I'm not going to continue. Bye.